you're just knowing me, this is Fri-YAY. My friend Jason asked this question, the question being, what are the first steps to take when networking when you're trying to get your specific genre ensemble into a new to you venue or setting? Great question. So, about this, I want you to think about, okay, what settings do we want to be in? Do I have any immediate contacts that I know? Like, do I already have any warm contacts in that place? Right. So I'm going to start with them and ask them things. I'm going to get in touch with them. Right. The second thing is if I don't have any warm contacts, I'm going to think about who has a need that I can meet. And whatever it is that I'm doing, whatever it is that I'm doing with my ensemble, teaching, performing, anything like that, I am going to think about what is a need that they have that I can meet with the work that I'm doing. And that's going to help me lead me to who I want to talk to in that place. Because I want to get in touch with someone who can make decisions that I can meet a need that they have. And so when I'm thinking about, my avant pop duo, or I'm thinking about one of my more contemporary classical duos, right? I'm thinking about, okay, well, this is the work that we do. We also teach, we also mentor, coach, all sorts of things, give master classes, that kind of stuff. I have these skills that I can provide, and they have needs, right? So they need us to help give information to their students about what the life is like to perform, or open their like broaden their horizons to repertoire or composers that they don't really know yet, right? So these are all the things I'm thinking about. What are the needs of that person, and how can I make sure that I'm efficiently communicating to them that I can meet those needs with the work that we're doing? And so that's honestly, that's it. We're keeping it really tight today because I want you to take away this. Like, first step is, who is the person in that venue or setting? What is their need? And how am I the best person that can meet that need, right? Perhaps you're trying to get into a venue and the venue does, has other performers that perform this way. They have a need for performances and performers to play in their venue that represent the quality that their audience loves and respects about what they do. Also, their audience loves and respects certain elements of the fact that they get to hear this genre type there, or they get to have this kind of like lifestyle experience while they're there. Think through all of the reasons why you are the right fit for that space. And then the networking aspect of this is, obviously we're going to just practice like sending them a pitch email, right? So get your pitch email ready, because you've already done the part of thinking through what their needs are, how you are uniquely like suited to meet those needs in whatever it is that you're doing. And then you write those down in a way that makes it easy for them to check out what you're doing, that you can share examples of it, right? So your video, your audio recordings that say, like, this is what we do, this is how we do it. And then say, we'd love to perform at your venue, at your university, at your institution, at your organization, whatever it is that you're pitching them for. So that's like the pitching side, right? Is our networking of just reaching out. But there's one other aspect of networking that I always love to talk about, which is community building, obviously, right? So I want you to think one more time about, if I'm actually community building in this scenario, am I showing up in the spaces where we have shared values, shared beliefs, shared activities, right? Community, shared values, shared activities. And so what that means is, if I'm wanting to network, am I showing up in that space where they also share, where they also get their values and their community identity reinforced? So I'm going to think about, if it's somewhere local that I can go to, then I'm going to show up at concerts at their school if I'm wanting to perform there, if I'm wanting to develop a relationship with them, an ongoing relationship. I want to show up at those places so that I can cross paths and say, hey, wow, we really enjoyed this. Or I'd love to, I'll catch you at the next one, right? Because I'm saying that I'm invested in the outcomes for your students, right? I'm invested in this space. I'm invested in this community. So that's the part where we're talking about community building. And then the same thing can happen also in virtual experiences. So something like a live stream performance, showing up and making sure that somebody sees that that you were there. And same idea, I'm invested in the work that's happening in this environment. So I'm here because I want to be a listener, a participant, a supporter, as well as someone who is contributing to this space. So I really want you to change your mindset around some of these things, right? Which is not like, how do I get them to hire me? How do I get them to book me? How do I get them to like deign to recognize my existence? And say, start thinking about this on how can I contribute best to this space, to this university, to this venue, to this organization? How am I the best suited version to contribute to the work that's happening in this space, to contribute to the positive outcomes that are happening in this environment? And then use that information to vote, to like contribute with yourself by showing up to things and or pitching them because you've thought through what they need. You've thought through, hey, I think that your students would really benefit from this and this and this. These are the ways that I can help provide that for your students, or this is the way that I can help provide this for your audience. Internally, to pitch is not super long, but it's the work that you do to figure that out beforehand that makes or breaks this case, which is, have I thought through why I am the best person or why we're the best ensemble to meet the needs of that presenter's audience or to meet the needs of that teacher's studio? Have I really thought those things through? That's it. That's your Fri-YAY for today. Just wanting you to think through those things. That's your first networking step, right? So think through, who's your decision maker? How do I present this information so that I am showing them efficiently and elegantly that I'm going to meet their needs, right, by the work that I do? That's our basic entry point for pitching. And then the other part about community building, this idea of I am contributing to this community by being a person who participates and supports as well as contributes through the work that I do. So I'm going to show up in these spaces and we are going to reinforce our community sense by shared values, shared activities. And then you're showing them that you're in community with them. That's networking. That's it. So have a wonderful Fri-YAY. Stay sparkly inside and out, divas.